During 2016, Donald Trump ran for presidency, and at one of his rallies, he commits numerous fallacies just in the first 3 minutes. When he steps up to the podium, he says that he looks out at the crowd and he says, "Wow, we never could have expected this kind of great turnout at this rally. This is why I will be a great president." This is the fallacy of appealing to popularity, or the argumentum ad populum. This is a fallacy because attendance at a rally has nothing to do with a candidate's validity. A valid candidate has credentials. Even though it is true that, even if it is true that lots of people came to support him at a rally, doesn't necessarily mean he will be a good president. Later, he starts talking about how he beats China. He has beaten China in the past in trade, and he says that the U.S. never beats China. Even if you have traded with China once, this does not mean that you will always succeed at trading with China in the future. So this is an anecdotal fallacy when you're speaking from one experience and correlating that as a statistical succession. It's also a fallacy of false analogy because it portrays a trade deal as a situation where there is a battle and there is a winner and a loser, where both parties tend to often have pros and cons from a trade. So this is not a proper analogy. He also does this when he's talking about how America is losing at the border. This isn't necessarily a matter of winning or losing. The situation is much more complicated than that. When he starts talking about Mexicans at the border, he says that in the past he has spoken to border guards all the time, and they tell him that the Mexicans are bringing the worst of the worst. And what he's doing here is he's claiming that he's an authority on the issue, and therefore he knows that Mexico is sending the worst of their worst. So this is an appeal to authority, and this is a fallacy because one person, Donald Trump, is not an expert on, cannot speak on behalf of every immigrant coming over the border. He simply doesn't have that experience. Thank you.